Well, we're back again. We're certainly going to try for bloody, nearly got a fly in my eye. Going to try for mullet. We're here in this estuary. We're on the West Cumbrian coast. I would say lakes, but lakes are way over there. So we're in Cumbria. And I can't remember what this river's called. We tried last year. I failed. I feel as though I'm going to fail this year. But we're here to give it a go. You can carry on watching. See how I get on. I'm using different bait this time, but before I get into all of that, let's cut for the intro. Yep, this is my second fishing session since I've been on holiday up there this year. The first time you saw me blank at Workington Beach and the breakwater. Very windy day, unfishable into the sea, and since then there's been storm after storm after storm. It has been unbelievable. The sea, as I drove past, looked a lot calmer today, but tomorrow it gives rain yet again, and it's been rain. I've not ever known it like it up here in this month. But if you get big storms coming across the sea, this is the first place it is, so that's what happens. So we're here, we're trying for mullet. I've got a bass rod down there, which I'm pleased is in the van, otherwise I'd only had one rod. And I've also got a new spin fisher reel on that. I shall show it when I go over there. And on here we've got the Auger Raider 9'4" with my Shimano reel on, which Steve kindly gave me years ago, and I used it last year and I'm using it again this year. Now it is slippery on here. I don't know how high the tide comes up. It's a 6.8 metre tide, so it's going to come up on the grass. I just don't know how much, so it's a bit not worrying but concerning. But if I have to leave, I have to leave. I can't fish over this stuff. I don't think the fish would come up, so there might be a period where I have to just stop fishing and then carry on fishing. I haven't got any ground bait mixed up yet. I've only got 2 lures. I've got some slices of bread in the Tronics bag with an ice pack, and that's not for the bread. That's for the maggots. I've got maggots. I went to Jerry's Fishing in Morecambe because they were the only place that I could find that had maggots. Everyone else apparently had sold out that day, and one didn't know when he was getting any in, the other one said Tuesday. Well, today's Monday, so I'm fishing today. Got the maggots. I've had to put some flour in. Spolt told me, I believe, I've tried ringing him but he hadn't answered, but I do believe that when they get a bit wet, they start climbing up the box, and they said that wouldn't happen if you keep them cold, and I've had them in the fridge. So I've put some flour in. Spolt told me to put some flour in, I think, so I seem to remember it. So I've put some in to dry them out. Apparently when they get wet they can then stick and climb. So yeah, I've got a raincoat. I've got the bare minimum today. I can't believe I ain't got any sea rods out. But that rod, the bass rod, I could chuck a heavier weight out with that. So I could stick a normal rig on that. We shall see. I have got some strong line on it. I think it's £20. But it's Trabuco line, so it's very thin. I think it's 0.2 mil. So that's what I've got there. I've got this one here with the Shimano Sahara. It's a nice little reel. I ain't done the handle yet, so I'm not keen on maggots. I'm not relishing getting hold of them. I think they're in the same ballpark as what ragworm are. Nasty little creatures. Right, I need to put that bank stick up higher, but I don't think I'll be fishing from here. What's that over there? That's just a sign. So yeah, I got a new top on. There's a story about this top. I thought it was going to have a pattern on it. If you go on Jerry's website, They've got it, and it's got like a zigzaggedy pattern on it, but they said it was a smudge, a finger smudge, and I bought it because of that. But they said you can send it back, and I went, no, I'll keep it. And I thought it was a bit insipid to start, but I've now got used to it. I've got a fat belly, so I will look fat in this. I ain't gonna look the best. I know that. I'm 56, old, wrinkly and fat, but I am dealing with the fatness. I have now got in to 2 of my Lambretta tops, which were too tight before, but I'm on oldie now. We seem to be eating all the time. I'm not eating crap, apart from the odd bag of barbecue or whatever flavour hula hoops are in the pub at night, and I'm drinking copious amounts of blonde ale. And why not? I'm on holiday, so back to normal eating and less drinking when I get back home. Today I'm fishing the maggots on these rods. I've got pop-ups as floats, very thin line, and it'll all float on top, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bread up in a bit. If I can get down, I am struggling on this. I've already fell over once and put my hand in the mud up there. Just got to be careful, ain't you? I have got a landing net. I've got a landing net. See, I've got a landing net, and I shall be as careful as I can with the old mullet. I'm not anticipating catching, but what I am anticipating is what a glorious, absolute glorious place to be. This is what I enjoyed last year, and I've been looking forward to coming back. As you can see, I just hope the weather holds out. I have been struggling the last few sessions I've done. It's either been busy, stressful, getting stressed, which don't take me much, or it's been adverse weather conditions. And I'd just like to have a session in the sun on my own and do some fishing and hopefully catch something. And it's been 2 years I've fished here many years, but the last 2 years I've blanked from what I can remember in my week's oldie. And I don't want it to be 3 years, but if it is, that's a personal best, isn't it? So I'm going to go down there, see if I can't get some water. That's what I'm going to do. And what I'll do is, I shall bring you back, but yeah, here it is. There is no missiles being shot today. So hopefully we're safe on that department. Mind you, they're being shot out to sea, aren't they? But the red flags aren't up, so we're all right. What do I want to say? I have got some things to say, but I've started jotting things down on a book, because I'm one of these people that get fired up straight away about something, and then about an half hour later I've forgotten what it was. So none of it's good for your health, and all of it can be forgotten about, really. It is nice being away on holiday, because I haven't seen any news. So I keep seeing things pop up on YouTube, and I think, bloody hell. But it is quite nice not watching the news, because it don't matter what useless government you've got in power, yeah, you don't know anything about it. I can see all ripples in the water down there. That look, see them down by the shore over there. I don't know if that's fish, but I haven't seen them topping, but they could be there. I'm going to go down there and get some water and mix my ground bait up and get it in, so that I can hopefully get the fish to me, because this is not a venue, yeah, for mullet fishing. This is not a venue where they're just swimming about. I could go to the harbour at Whitehaven, and there's usually mullets, fish swimming about. I've walked around there and you can see them in the water, so they're there. So I could go and fish there and probably catch one, but this seems to be a bit more of a challenge. I don't know how long the video's going to be. I would love it to bloody sun to get out, but if it stays like this, it's not cold. I have got my coat with me. I just want a nice session, that's all I want. And relax. I've got the wife in the van. I've been to Morecambe, Jerry's Morecambe that I told you, but I'll tell you more about that later on. I'm going to go get some water. I don't know how that's going to work because I've only brought one bucket, so I've got to put the right amount of water. So I might just put some water in there and then mix the bread up and just mix up what I can. So I'll see you in a bit. Let's get moving. There's no there. I'm going to have to walk all the way down there and see if I can get to the water. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm back. It's really nice there. I got down on the thing. I had to walk to the right and then really steady in the mud, which you sink to about, well, no, about 2 inch as the worst. So it isn't too bad. I started walking down there, down that bit down there, and I presume because it gets deeper, it's built up more there, it got more sinky, and I decided to come back. I would like to fish down there again because I did find a nice spot down there. I might do it during the week because I'm going to have another go at this. Whether I do 3 like last time or just the 2, I don't know. I've got the maggots, so I will try it again. I'm definitely going to do 2 sessions there. Weather, like I say, it's just been shocking. So we've done what we did yesterday. It rained, so I had some family up. I had my daughter come up, Chelsea, and Richard, her boyfriend, and we went, got a few bits shopping because we'd only bought for the 2 of us. So we went shopping and went for a walk along Walney Island. I did a short there, it's on the channel. It was blowing a gale and you couldn't have fished the water because it was rollers all the time. So it was unfishable. It was like the other day. I'd have been out for 2 minutes and having to recast. So, but we had a nice day and then ended up going to the pub. Had shepherd's pie for tea. I do like shepherd's pie, or cottage pie, whatever. It's made with beef. I guess that's cottage pie, innit? But my mother called it shepherd's pie, so it was always bloody shepherd's pie. You know, it's a bit like punctuation and grammar, isn't it? You always get people that try and correct you because they think they're the best in the world, aren't they? I reckon they're all sightless. So yeah, we had shepherd's pie with beef. beef mince, and yeah, it was lovely. And then went to the pub, had a few pints, game of cards, taught Richard how to play cards, gin rummy at least, and had a couple of games of Scrabble, of which I didn't win. Don't know how, but I didn't win. But the wife was marking the scores down, so I guess she was just bloody cheating. I'm really hoping. I'm all right, but it's just I'm a bit out of sorts because I'm concerned it might rain. I'm hoping it's not going to. It's not too windy. It's forecasted more wind than this anyhow, so that's quite good. I just want to try and catch. It'd be lovely to catch something. But first things is here at this mark, I feel, as an immature mullet fisherman, because I've only done it 3 times last year. You got to get the fish into you first, and that's half the battle. That's 3/4 of the battle. And then trying to get one to bite your hook. I mean, last year it swam up, and I think it went for my hook, but then turned, and I was like, bloody hell. So it is hard. Some people make it easy, but then obviously they mullet fish a lot, don't they, and go down, they know the rivers and stuff where they hang out. Like I say, if you got them in front of, oh, I've got hiccups now. If you've got them in front of you, that's half the battle, isn't it? 3/4 of the battle at least. It then becomes just getting your bait right and getting them to take it into it. So I've got the full hog. I've got to get them in. I've seen mullet hair all the time, and hopefully I'll manage it. But even with that wind, it's not cold, and I'm not cold in this top. I've got a coat in there. As soon as I start feeling it cut through my clothing, I should put my coat on. I'm not going to get cold. I've got the 2 rods. I've got a rod rest down there, but the water's going to come up over there. When that happened, I'm scuppered, you know. I probably should have gone down there. But if the water's deep enough here, I should be able to fish off this spot there. But I'll probably get snagged up, won't I, in all this reed. But look, it's a learning curve, isn't it? It's just nice to be here. I'm getting a video done for you guys. Yeah, I'm a bit out of sorts, isn't I? I think if I had it so I knew that I'd be alright and fish the whole time, it'd be good. But I might have to move down there a bit as well because of my rods closer to it, but it's muddy there. That's the problem. Oh, that day fishing in the last video on Workington Beach, I didn't take it out. I took a bobble hat, but the sun was out, so I didn't put it on because I didn't want to get hot. And obviously my head, I caught the sun. I just had a haircut and caught the sun. And that night I said to Karen, Mrs. Pet, I says, I think I caught sun. I reckon it's going to blister. Anyhow, it did blister. I went like that on my head, and obviously my hand burst some of the blisters, and my head, I've got some scabs on there now where it's healing. But now my head is itching because of sunburn and skin peeling. So yeah, so I put suntan oil on once, and I put it everywhere apart from on the top of my head, because I didn't want my head all sticky like it goes with suntan oil. What a mistake that was. I didn't have my trusty hat either. So I've suntan oil up today, so make sure you remember to take your suntan oil. Don't take it, just take it with you to apply externally. Unless you want to put it anywhere else, if you're that way inclined, I don't know. There's me bread. Look. metal spoon, and I'm just going to fling it out. It'll go everywhere, but there's not a lot I can do about it. But there's some dicky birds down there, so I'm going to wait for a touch till they're buggered off. As a matter of fact, they're gone now, I think. There were some wading birds down there. So I'm going to chuck that in. I'll get some in the water now so it's working, and then chuck the rest on the bank. This road down there is closed. There's cars still coming down. Oh, it's a train. Let me show you the train. That was a train. Right, I'm going to turn you off. It's been on for 8 minutes 54 seconds. The time now is 3:15 and the water is arriving like a posh lady. Oh dear. I'm so chilled out sat here, but I just want to have a long session fishing. It's just all muddy down there. It's a lot thicker grass up here. .8 metre tide. I can't remember what it was last year. Bet you I hadn't even said, have I? So I couldn't even go and I can't even get my videos up because I'm on emergency service here. I think it's because I'm near this range. I'm not sure. See if I've got anything. No, I'm on emergency yet again. Don't get much of a signal up there, and when you do get a signal, you're doing something else. Then you think, ring this or do text this or check my messages, and I ain't got a new signal again. Right, well, I just had a chat with John and I feel a bit better now. I guess because, well, I don't know why, but there you go. As you can see, I've breaded this up. You can see bread in the water. There's bread further out as well, probably another 2 meters. I've dotted it about. You can see some bread over here, and then I've breaded on this bank. I'm going to put some more on here just as the water comes up, because this is where I want the fish to come. And like I say, I don't know nothing about mullet fishing. I'm not here to say that I do. You can see how unstable I am on my feet on this mud, but I'm getting used to it now. I think that's another reason. This sort of fishing is so alien to me. Don't know what I'm doing. I've watched plenty of videos before you all say it, but yeah, this is where I'm at. Look, got some maggots on a rig, and they do catch mullet like this, believe you me. So I'm hoping, it's a nice reel this. It's alright, isn't it? Right. I'll tell you what, I do like this auger rod. The other rod, I'm going to have a float set up, and this is what I used last year, and I seem to get on all right with it. I've tied a few more now, but let me get it around this way so I can see. So yeah, this is it. We've got really minute, that's a size 14 swivel. That's a 45-pound breaking strain, believe it or not. Small little tiny clips. I got these off eBay. I asked Mike if he had them, but he didn't have any, so I got them. That's a carp clip, and I got them so small so that this will help keep it afloat. And then down at the business end I've got another pop-up which acts as a float, and I'm gonna have 2 or 3, put 3 maggots on there, and I'm gonna fish that on the surface. I just hope that the water don't come up and I'm forced all the way over here, because then I'm fishing over all this ground, as you can see. I don't want to do that. Mike, tablets are working fantastic, so all's good there, mate, if you're watching this. Clump my weed down there. Let's hope that don't affect me. This water's coming in very quick. I'm gonna chuck some more bread in, I think. Where are we looking at there? Might as well get all this bread in. Let's get, you know, if I actually get some mullet to come into the riverbank, I'm happy with that. I've achieved something. Old Spolt will be going, no, it's too much, it's too much. I know, but you just got to try and do what you think is best, haven't you? That's what I think, anyhow. So it'll be good when the water is in. When the water comes in, I'll be able to rinse this bucket out, because I've learned by mistake that lemon net I was using last night as a rubby-dubby bag, I left it in my van, and the bread and whatever was on that net, obviously the water, obviously it was dry, but by it was rancid, so that got chucked. Now there is bits of bread floating on top, but as you can see, majority of that bread under the water is just sat there. So as soon as this water comes up to this ledge down there, I shall rinse my bucket out and put some water in it, because as far as I'm aware now, that's breaded up. John's told me just to chuck 3 or 4 maggots in every now and then to feed the fish, but there's no fish to feed yet, so I will do that. I ain't gonna not do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I might have to put my box down there, because otherwise I'm going to be stood up a lot. But so yeah, if you want to watch someone try and catch mullet that's got no experience, but had a go last year and thoroughly enjoyed himself, then keep watching this. it is good fun. It's a beautiful day, it's not cold, certainly is not cold, and that's the main thing. Just being here fishing and having a go and enjoying it. So I'm gonna put you there. I'm gonna put this float a bit further away from the hook. And I'll see how it functions, because I'm hoping it might go down, but I seem to remember last year even a bit of bread on it just floated on the top. It might have sunk a little bit. So my maggots were climbing up the box, and John told me to put maize in, but I couldn't remember. He's just told me it's maize, but I've put flour in, but it's done the job. They're not climbing up the walls now. They've got thick skins. Right, that's 3 on there. There's little. Right, that's out. It's coming into the shore, but it's out. Maggots are actually under the water. I don't know if you can pick that up on there. It's very close in, but I know the mullet will come in that close. I don't know how I feel about putting maggots on the hook, bless them. I mean, they're not exactly the best looking creatures in the world, are they? But as I get older, I seem to believe that everything's got a right to a life. Apart from some humans, they just want hanging if they've done unspeakable things. Is that horse? So yeah, I think I'm gonna have a sandwich. But yeah, I'm sure they're going on. They've got tough skins, haven't they, maggot? I didn't think they'd have a tough skin like that. So this water's going to come up there, I know it is, and be on this here. And it's then going to be difficult to fish. Down there, you have got a lot more of a bank. So I'm fishing here now. I'm not moving because it is such a rigmarole to move. I think next time I come, I shall wander down there and have a go down there. But we're here today. I've seen mullet at this spot 3 years ago. I know it's 3 years ago, but mullet are in this river. Yes, all right. That's not far out. Can you see them? Can you see them green floats? there's any mullet that get drawn in by the bread in the water. So I've got to draw the fish in, and then hopefully one might just take that. Set this drag. I ain't got my drag set. That's a bit of a no-no, isn't it? That doesn't take a lot. It's just one click. Just try that. Yep, that's got it. And the other one's on the way, and I shall sit and watch it now. I'm sorry for the jolting about, but I'm walking on slippery, uneven ground. Yeah, I shall bring you back when something exciting happens. I don't know that anything will happen. Let's hope it does, but it is a nice day. Especially with the weather that we've had. It's been atrocious. So, I'm gonna have a sandwich now. I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, as you can see, I've got my coat on. I'm not cold. I ain't cold at all. But I just thought to myself, it's no sun out, so there's going to come a point where it starts getting chilly, and it's not good getting cold and then trying to warm up. So I've put the coat on, and it feels like the sun's out now. It's lovely and warm. This coat, what is my view on this coat up to now? You've seen me wear it a long time. It's got, I can't fault it. I have put a hole in it. See this here? There's a little black dot there. That's a puncture repair that I sent it back to the shop, and if anything happens, you can send it back, and they'll put another panel in. They'll repair it. They do everything. And I know coats don't normally tear, but I can't remember what this was now. Something sharp, and I got it into my coat, and I was like this, and in my normal sort of self, I yanked it, and I then realised I'd done something to my coat, and it had only put a little tiny pinprick in it, and I had to put a little circle around it so they could see it, which I did with a pen, and then they stuck a patch on it. And I said to him, can you please put some over it, one of these reed stickers? And they said, yeah, we can, yeah. So they stuck a reed sticker over it, and that's what they've done, just to hide it a bit. I ain't got any faults with this coat. I don't get wet in it through moisture being trapped inside, because it's always got something, it's always flapping around, isn't it? It is got fur inside, which is bonded to the material, and it is like a stretchy rubber, so it does give a bit. Yes, they're very expensive. I think this was 150, 160 pound, but I don't plan on buying another jacket. I've got the bottoms to go with it. They're perfectly all right. The only thing I would complain about that is they don't come with a zip, so you can get your old chap out to have a wee. But then if a lady buys this, she ain't gonna have a, you know, she's in the same boat, isn't she? But if you want a zip, I think a zip costs 50 quid to have put in, and then you've got easy access for having a wee, ain't you? Apart from that, you just pull it down, probably wee all over it, don't you? I don't know, it's hard work. But yeah, if the only grumble is that it don't already come with a zip in, so you can have a wee and then just charge the extra for it. You know, I ain't bothered. They've got elasticated bits up here, stop the wind and water going up. Velcro on the sleeves, and you've seen me wear it, and to be honest, I don't get wet. It's got a hood which is peaked, and this all does up like that. Got big zips. And getting that, I've got this done really tight here. There you have it. I just got to adjust these flaps. I've done them up too tight. In matter of fact, I don't think I've ever adjusted it. There's another one here. Perfect. I haven't got wet. Yes, there's a lot of money. It just depends whether you want to spend that sort of money. Light, I couldn't explain how light it is. So yeah, it's brilliant. Got some seagulls down here now. So that's a update on my jacket. I love it. And is there any other jackets I'd probably buy? I'd probably look at sailing jackets, because they'd be quite good, wouldn't they? Because they're actually made to keep you dry, aren't they? Or I believe the Vass are pretty good. I don't know, but I can't comment about that, can I? You just don't want to buy anything that the zips break, you know, because that's a nightmare. And these zips are the big plastic chunky ones, so it don't get affected by corrosion or anything like that, like some other companies might use crap zips. Like, I've now got this bag now and carry that with me, and it can go on top of my box on the trolley, and I'm quite happy using this bag now instead of that bloody Titan bag I had. I've still got them Titan bags. I will use them for until they're knackered, but I shan't ever buy another one, because my setup in here now is perfectly all right. And it's waterproof, and the zips don't break on it. So yeah, I've changed a few things. That's what I want to say. I've had a chat with some dog walkers that have gone past. They say that most people fish here. I asked them how far it was from that hilltop over there. See that hill, them hills? I said, how far is the sea after them? And they said a long way. They talked about that beach over there. I've seen people fish that beach over there. Well, I don't know how you get to it unless you get to it from the other side. Otherwise it's a long walk all the way round. And I said, it's too far for me to walk, that is. And the woman said, well, if that's too far to walk, that's even further to the sea. So it's a they said that most people fish here, so that's where I am. Right, let's take my bucket down and see if I can't wash it once my leg gets going. Hip. Oh, that's painful. Never mind, let's get going. This is getting muddy now. Yeah, all my bread's there. Gotta be careful, I shouldn't have crept up like that. Right, I'm gonna see if I can't. Oh, where's my... They're over there. My line's in the... caught in the weed. I need to sort that out. Let me... My line is all caught in the weed, so I need to try my best to get that up. I shall put some more worms on that, I think, and I shall put it higher in the rest. The maggots are still alive. Ugh, maggots. I can set that and then maggots will just sink down. So this does actually work like a float, so it's going to be on the water and they'll be hanging down, and that should be alright. Let's get this out. It's difficult to cast, but it ain't difficult to cast, just don't go out far. But don't shoot the messenger. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, whether it's right or wrong. So that buoyancy float is actually holding up my swivel and rig clip. And what was that? I need to chuck that over there. No. Well, we'll watch what that happens to that. We'll watch what happens to that. I'm going to have that rod up high, because if it's up high, hopefully, don't lose this spoon, because the landlady who we rent the cottage off, she'll bloody know it's gone. Oh, nearly went. Oh, we'll have this. We'll have to. Clean this bucket out of them, because that'll stink. Anything's to go by. This is where I slipped into the water. Right, now I've got a bucket of water so I can clean my fingers. Oh, I left my maggots. That's a big mistake, isn't it? I could see them going. Right, let's get that there. That can hook on there. Put a spoon in. Let's get this lid on there. So that's all right. Look, that's now, if I can just show you, and this is showing me as well for when I watch this back. So I'm learning as I do this. My floats are out there somewhere. I can see them. Two green floats. Hopefully you can see them. And my line is slack into the water, and probably 6 inches down from the furthest green pop up is some maggots, 3 maggots on a hook wiggling about. So I've got the bread. You can still see the bread's all here, as you can see in the water. There's lump after lump after lump. That's just to bring them in, the mullet in. Can hear that horse again. Wife is in the van. She's a good old girl. She said to me, get the Ziplex top if you want it. I said, I don't know if I want it. It's £44. It's a lot of money. She said, get it. So I got it. She'll have to buy her some more knickers, won't I? Or a couple of bras. The price of bras, absolutely fortune. I'm glad I don't need them. Wear them. I'm not that species, am I? So, what's it been like up there? It's been good. I had a terrible driver the other day when we went to Jerry's at Morecambe. Seems to be loads of terrible drivers. I don't think you'd have seen them on our roads back in the 70s, but now they're all over and they just don't know what they're doing. I had one entered a roundabout with me in the left-hand lane. I was in the right-hand lane to turn right, went all the way round the roundabout, and he come speeding round and went up the same slope as me to get onto the motorway from the left-hand lane. He should have turned left or gone straight on, but no, he went all the way round the left. And then he had Lord of the Rings stickers stuck in the back. What a numpty. And then there was an old woman, which you know what they're like, very slow and stuff, but they all started crouching in on her, and I was in the right-hand lane to join the motorway, and you could just see an accident happening there because they were literally 4 foot between bumpers, and I was thinking, Jesus Christ, I just want to get out of here because something's going to go wrong. Apart from that, and the odd pillock that drives at 30 mile an hour on a 50 road or a 60 road, because up here it's a little bit narrower. It's been good. It's been all right. Here comes another train. Let me show you the train. My little auger rod was moving then. I don't know whether it's the wind. I'm talking to you, you see, and I'm not watching the rods. Plus I'm all this miles back. But I'm enjoying it here now. It's quite weird really. I was feeling a bit out of sorts at the beginning because it's totally alien to me, this fishing. I enjoy it. I wish Spolt was here so I could learn some stuff off him. But I'm here, I'm able to do it, and I'm doing it. So I can see my beads out, my floats out there, so that'd be lovely to catch one, wouldn't it? I don't care if we catch a little scoly bass, to be honest. I think you can catch them. I was watching Alex and Carl and Alex. I actually watched 2 of their videos. They're absolutely top-notch, them lads. I've watched 2 videos, and their filming and everything is quite professional. They aren't trying to be professional. They aren't trying to achieve the level they're at. They actually just do it. Whereas others try to achieve what, I don't believe it. I just had a fish come up. I just had a fish come up. They actually achieve. Bloody hell, there's a fish come up. Oh, oh. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. Look, there's the rings. I've got to stay. There he is over there now, look. Oh. Battery just run out. Battery just run out then. I can't believe it. A fish jumped out of the water, but as soon as he was out, well, he didn't jump out of the water, he was in the water, but he broke the water and splashed. Now, I don't know what he was after. I need to get them maggots in, don't I, John? I need to put 3 or 4 maggots in. It was just there, he wasn't near my float. that was quite exciting. Well, I'll tell you what, you know what I'm like? If I don't get anything else, that's enough for me. I've seen a fish break the water. Well, that was quite exciting. That's more exciting than when you're sea fishing with bait and nothing's happening. At least I've seen a fish in the water, so they're here. What it was, I don't know. I nearly brought my sniper rod. I've got the reels and rigs. I've got some rigs in my box, and I could use my blue agility rod here, my bass rod, and but I haven't got no bait, so it's immaterial. I did say to the wife, do you remember the first ever session I did? And I said that if I'm mullet fishing, I just need to concentrate on mullet fishing. And yeah, so we decided not to bring any other gear. Now, I've had another thought, and that is that when this water comes right up, and if it pushes me back, I'm going to put on a lead weight with a rig of the same genre as what another... Is it raining? I can see movement down there, the bridge. I can see movement in the water down at the bridge, down there. I'm stuck here, I'm staying there, I ain't moving. I'm chuffed with that little pop-up float, that works perfect. And it's hanging down 3 or 4, well, about 6 inch it's hanging down under the water. There seems to be some movement down there of fish, I think. Let's go down and have a walk and have a look. Well, let's reel this one in and check it. No. No maggots on there, so something's took them, and it weren't a fish. So this is a wishbone rig with a weight sliding on a piece of with an inline sliding weight with a bead on it. Well, I'm getting brave with these maggots now, I'll tell you. I'm gonna get a different rig. That's a lovely reel, that. My mate Steve gave me that reel along with a Daiwa, and I've got 2 spills with that Daiwa, and it's a bait runner reel as well. That's so easy to use. Chuck them out and then knock it back and pull the line off and it's done. Better than me. Got hickety pops. Time is, that's gone really quick. This water ain't gonna kill that worrying I did. I probably could have fished down there. So this is a 6.8. I'd be able to remember this. Look, I'm here, I'm enjoying myself, and I've seen a fish break the water. I hope you caught that on the audio. I think the rattling, they're obviously doing work on this. They've put all sheeting on the bridge. So I'm gonna get another rig out now, with a inline weight on it. I've got another float down there as well, so I could float feed. I've got to chuck a couple more maggots in a bit, so I'm feeding it. I only brought a few maggots with me. I have brought enough. I'm not concerned. Is this another wishbone? Hope it ain't. No. And I'll tell you something else I ain't doing. I haven't got any treble hooks either. Here's another wishbone. It's a short one as well. So that ain't a different rig. What I could do, I have got some weights with me. So yeah, all my rigs, I bought some rigs off a chap who's on YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with the rigs, but they came to me with like a hook and a bit of line and a swivel, and that's a rig. Well, I then took them rigs. It's obviously how he uses them, and there's nothing wrong with them. I bought some rigs last year for me to look at, and I got some rigs off the internet which I then copied, and that was it. So then you put this on your line and tie it all, but I didn't want to, so you take the rig and you then tie it onto your main line or clip it on, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted this set up the same as he's got, and I made a rig up. So I've made that section up with that sliding down to a swivel bead, and then I've got the rig. I don't think I got this one off him. I think this is one that no, it is, possibly it is. I bought some rigs off him, and then what I did was, instead of using them where you tie it all on the bank, because I don't want to do all that shit, I want to just clip it on. I don't want to be tying stuff here. I just want to clip it on and use it. I then altered the rigs to suit myself, but they were slight. No, I think they tied. I can't remember if I've still got them now. I didn't buy many. I only bought a handful. But all my rigs, like this one here, I'm a bit. That first one I brought in, it was, yeah, so I believe this is one of the rigs, and it came with that. Oh, I can't remember. That, for God's sake, it was over a year ago. But I bought the rigs, whatever the rigs are, whatever they were, that was the rig, I think. This might be a rig that I actually got off, yeah, this will be a rig that I got off the internet. But all I do is I tie this piece of line on it so I can then clip it on, and it's done, it's ready to go. So yeah, there's plenty of people out there that do rigs, I believe, for bass fishing, for mullet fishing, as well as others. And if you're not too sure, I might use that one actually. If you're not too sure what to tie, then buy some rigs, see how they're tied, and if they're not how you want to fish, you can alter them, can't you? You can add like a piece of extra line on for the weight to slide up, so you aren't putting that on your main line of your reel and having to tie knots. So the tide, it's now high water, and my floats, instead of going down there, are now over there. Because depending what book you go on to for high tide, there's always about 20 minutes to half an hour difference. It's saying now that my book says it's high water now. Well, about 3 minutes. But that float has stopped going that way and it's now gone that way. So it's... Mind that could be... This is totally irrelevant, isn't it? That could be a fact that the tide stopped coming in, slowing right down, and now the wind has blown the float over that way. It's going that way now. Look at that. My float is now going to the right. Have I got fish on it, have I? Now I've seen mullet take or anything, that would have gone under, wouldn't it? Wouldn't just float as the wind into it. Let's chuck some more maggots in. Well, this is lovely fishing. It's so relaxed. I would like to do a tiny bit of river fishing. I like the river fishing because it's natural environment. I think I might come here again tomorrow. I think what I might do tomorrow... Oh, I can't, it's raining, isn't it? Wife will be alright, because we can go to the pub later on at night. What I might do is, gonna have to be Wednesday. So Wednesday I'm gonna fish low water. I don't know where, but I'm gonna fish it. I've tried ringing you, Al, and last night when you rung, I was with my family in the pub, and I was told not to answer my phone. But I did text you, so I'll ring you today, mate. Because there was no bait on this one last time, was there? Yeah, no bait again. Let's chuck it out again. Perhaps there's a few crabs. Oh, that ain't even on me, is it? Ow. Oh. Can't lift my leg up far. Can't even get my leg over. That one. I am going to get a different rig to with just one hook on, I think, with a pop-up on. That's what I'll do. I was going to chuck these maggots when I've finished, but I'm going to take them and put them in the other box in the fridge. Chuck some flour in it. Let's get that on me. Probably a little bit too far, Vernon, because my bread isn't there. Plonker. Set the drag. What a knob. That actually casts that long way. I thought that weight was too heavy for that rod. Right, let's get this other one in. This is my float rod. Gone quite quick today. I didn't think it would go this quick. So these maggots on a float are working well. I don't feel so guilty putting them on the hook now either. I'm putting a bunch on this one. There. Oh, you bastard! Fuck! Wank! Fucking hell! Right, that's alright. Right, let's get it shut down there. I'm gonna get another rig with a weight on, with just a single hook on. Not that it matters. I've cast out too far now where I've been baiting up. I aren't there now, so it is there. So what we got here? Let's use this one here, and I think tide will be going out soon. I think it is going out now. But what's that? Oh, that's yeah. So this was a rig from that I bought. So when I bought the rig, that's what I got. Well, to me that's not a rig, but I think, because I don't fish like this and it's all new to me, that was the rig: a hook, piece of line and a swivel. And then what you have to do is, you put this swivel on your line, and then you tie your clip on and put your weight on. So what I did was, I got this piece of amnesia in black, and I put a clip on the one end with a swivel, and then that's £20 line for this to slide down, and then I put a bait stop on it to stop it sliding too much, so I can have it sliding loads or not. So it's to there and to there. So then all I've got to do is, I always have a swivel on the end of my main line, and I just clip this clip on and put this on. Now, since I've tied these, I now bought some smaller clips, so I can use smaller clips. But I don't think this bit matters. It's the snood, which is a rig. But I was expecting to get a rig where you had the main line and you had the snood on it or whatever, but it's how people are. A lot of fishermen, if you come from freshwater as well and you do that sort of thing, you tie it all on the bank, don't you, and you have it, I guess. Whereas me, I like to just take this out of the bag, clip it on and start fishing. That to me is a rig. So I bought the rigs, like I said to you, because I didn't have a clue, you know, and I took them rigs, and then I did what I wanted to do with them to work for me. I like these weights here. What's that? Is that 40? Yeah. I've got a 40 gram weight here. So that I'll clip onto here. I love these little clips. So now I've got a rig with about a tiny little, and people say you don't use that for mullet fishing, you use floats and stuff. Well, I've got a sort of float out there which is working perfect, and it's sitting there, and you can catch mullet using a rig, and you can also catch mullet with a great big net and just scoop it and net it up, because I reckon that's my best chance. Walking out there with that net, scooping it around, I've got just as much chance catching a mullet like that, I think. So I'm going to get this down, and I'm going to put this on the next reeling of that one, because the bottom, you see, I said I was going to use a pop-up, didn't I? Right, I did say I was going to use a pop-up, didn't I? To try and keep the bait off. Let's see what we've got. I'll bring you back in a minute. I'll show you the rig before I put it on. That bloody water's still coming in. I've just looked up after doing this. I've got the rig here, look. That's it. It's like Looks like a I don't know, it's a hook below the weight, whatever you call that. You got to think, really, I'm trying not to slip on this slippery mud, which I'm doing really well, and when I get off my box there's a little bit of discomfort, and I'm just trying to have fun, do you know what I mean? So oh, I thought that went down then. I thought I had a bloody bite. Yeah. And my float's right out there and it's sitting there. So this water has actually come up. Look, can you see near my tripod? It's actually come up. I thought it had stopped. Obviously the flow has gone down quite a lot. So here, this is what I've got now. Look, I've got on here a one hook down below the weight. I've got a pop up on it. I don't know whether to move the pop up right down to the hook. I don't think I will, but if I put it right near the hook it would lift up a touch, but I don't think there's enough pop ups on that, to be honest, to lift up 3 maggots in that hook. But we'll give it a try and see if the bait disappear. So that's the next one I'm going to try. Let's see if there's a worm on it now, shall we? Because they don't tend to stay on very long on the bottom. Yeah, bait's gone. Bait's gone. So that's a good job. So let's try this. Let's try this next rig. See what happens with that. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, you can make a fool of yourself. I don't think I'm making a fool of myself. I'm actually more confident this time with maggots than what I was with bread. I need to find somewhere to try and catch mullet. I'm going to have a word with John, because John told me it's somewhere where you can get mullet, and he's going to have to teach me. There's some bloke walking up the road now. My wife's in the van, so I shall keep an eye on him. I haven't put that far. What I find with this rod is these metal casters bloody move. Where's he coming? I need to wrap some insulation tape around the foot of the reel so that these casters bite onto it a bit better. It's all right. I do keep an eye on the missus, make sure she's safe. Right, we'll see what happens with that rig. That rig's fell on the floor. We'll retire this one. That's caught all up in the sand, in the right, they're clean. So I'm going to retire this. I'll give that other rig a couple of goes, and I shall move the float about to see if moving it about gets it off the bottom, and see how long the maggot lasts, because it could be going within 2 minutes, couldn't it? And if it does, I shall just resort back to float on both. don't believe it. There's a bloody fish down there. Did you hear that? I got mullet down right in front of my rod. There's mullet in there. There's mullet here now. I'd love to catch a mullet here first, but fuck, that's twice in the same spot as well. You know where I need to put the bait, don't you? I've got to be careful because they can see red as well. And that ain't a joke. I walked along here last year and I spooked the fish because I was walking and talking loud and I had a red top on. There's fish up there, look, can you see the movement? They're coming down, right? I'm gonna bait up. I'm gonna bait up this rod, this rig. Here. Put the lid on because I don't want my bait blowing over. Right, that's baited. Get that on there. Fish are coming down there, I kid you not. Right, them maggots are still on that rig. I kid you not. That's 3 fish I've seen break the water now. Chuck some maggots out. That's where we are, we're just down there, look. Fish, there's a fish, there's a fish. There's a fish just there. I'm like 4 foot away. Got a rig over there, one down there. Oh, it's a beautiful day, even though it's overcast. It is lovely. I've done shitloads of filming again. I'm ever so sorry, chaps. Look at that fish down there. There's a fish swimming around, circling down there. I did walk all the way along here looking for the scraping on the bank, on the mud, because there's all algae along here, but there's fish up there. Look, I nearly went up that corner where them seagulls were, but it's no different to being down there. I've just literally had a fish here, and I've just had fish over there as well. I've had one jump the water and I've had 2 circle it, so I've had 3 fish here and 1 there. That's 4 fish breaking the water. and I can see fish down there. You know, they might just come down there and then go again, mightn't they? I don't know. But it's a peaceful day. The wind's picked up a tiny bit now, but it ain't affecting me. This is so peaceful. Look at where I am. I mean, I think this is the River-esque. I don't know. But literally, round that over there and round the corner, it goes out to sea. Got both floats now in the same area. You can just see the trail from the float on the water, perhaps. Well, when I first came here today, I was very apprehensive again, because it's something that's totally new to me. It's something that I don't do very often at all. But since I've been doing this, I don't know if to look at the rod tips or the float. But since I've started doing it and I'm using maggots, I've seen how far the water's coming up. I was dreading the fact it might have gone a lot higher and it would have been a struggle, but I would have just put on a ledge and cast it out further. But I'm not apprehensive about it now. I'm really enjoying myself, and that's what fishing's about. Turning up there, talking loudly to frighten the fish, wearing a red coat and a stupid hat. But it's been right enjoyable today. You're not walking over there then? Pardon? Yeah? Walk over them dunes. I think it's a long walk, but then you get to the sea.
But it's written that it's closing to 5 p.m. or something like that?
If them red flags are up,
Okay.
there's a firing range here, and they shoot out shells out to sea. So when them flags are up, there's normally a van there monitoring it and stopping you and letting you know, but you can't walk this, but you can today because the flags aren't up. So you can walk that way. There's been 3 couples walk past there with dogs, so but I think you can walk. Well, you can walk wherever you like, you know, but They didn't know whether they could walk over there. You caught most of that anyhow, I would say, didn't you? But yeah, if the flags are up for the firing range, which you heard in my videos, if you haven't seen that video where we're under fire, Captain Mannering, they're about a year ago now. Well, it will be a year ago when this go up, I would say. I've really enjoyed today. Look, I was really apprehensive, as I was saying, and now I'm really enjoying it. Whether I'm going to catch or not, I've seen 4 fish break the water. Unbelievable. I won't say it's exciting. It is exciting, but it's not exciting as in you're an 8-year-old waking up Christmas morning, getting your plastic soldiers and stuff like that, or your celebrity box. You know what I mean, don't you? I can't remember what they were called. Put it in the comments. Remember all the chocolates in the box, or it was in a stocking, weren't it? But yeah, it's not exciting like that, or I don't know, first anything really, you know, not that exciting. But it is exciting at 56. It's not like an 8-year-old at Christmas. It's not like your first shag. It's not like your last ever shag. It's just exciting because to actually see something in front of you and knowing that the fish are there, that's what's exciting. So there's a chance to catch. You might not catch. I doubt if I will catch, but I've got maggot. I'm doing it with a float, just like the old boy told me when I saw them all here. And there was bloody, I thought there was 100 there. There was more than 30 fish there, put it that way, all in a swimming around each other. Well, them maggots are still wiggling. They've been at about a minute and a half, so I'm going to chuck it down this way now. The water's definitely going out now. Yeah, I've just thought to myself, they ain't walking. They aren't walking. They've gone now, them 2 people that just put 2. You see them 2 seagulls down there? One of them just went under the water, like with some urgency, and he's got something. He's eating something. So them seagulls are fishing there. They know what they're doing. And all the fish that have jumped down here and here have only been about 1.5 meters out, if not 1.5 meters out and in. So it's not been far at all. They're in really close. So my float is literally probably about 2.5 foot out, and I need to change that because my other float, sorry about this moving, my other float is down at the same place. Right, I need one out short and one out long, because I'll tell you for why. Mullet down there again. Mullet down near the seagulls. Bloody hell. Why isn't there mullet down there now? I'll tell you what, it is exciting stuff. I ain't gonna go through all that exciting stuff talk again. I don't know where my other float is. I can't seem to see it at the minute. I'm gonna lose these maggots, I reckon. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I haven't got any trebles on. I'm just using a single hook. Right, there's a seagull on the bank now. You do see a lot of little crawling crabs on this, live on this bank. Well, they're better since I put the flour in. When I get home, the rest of the maggots that are in the fridge, I shall put some flour in that. Right, I'm only going to chuck this out short because I don't want it getting tangled up with the other one. That's going down there. So there you have it. There, I'll stop now. So if I've got one there, I think the other one is further down. I think. That's right in the close there. Right. Right, I'm gonna bring the other one in now, and what I'm gonna do is when I brought it in, I'm gonna shorten the drop on the float. Drop that So I'm going to shorten this float so it's right on the surface to about there, because that was in the weed and the maggots were on the bottom, which I presume would be alright. But it's just something else to try, isn't it? You know. Gotta be careful you don't get a hook in you. Put that over there. These maggots are alright. You'll be quite proud of me. I'm big and brave with maggots now. Let's put a couple on. Well, we've got 3 on. 4. And 1 more. We'll put 5 on this one. And we've shortened the pop up to the hook, so it's now going to be there. And let's get this out. We'll cast it over here, and then it can just float down the umbongo. And then let's chuck the few worms in, so they're fishing right in the same place, so I can get some worms in there. Just chuck 4 or 5 in, as I was instructed by my guru. Let's stand back a bit, shall we? Because I haven't seen any fish action until since I've been excited and come down here. Let's go sit in my box for a minute. This is going to be a long video, I think. I did a long bit of filming at the beginning, thinking this ain't going to be very long because I weren't feeling it. But I'm enjoying myself now. I was just anxious about not knowing exactly what I'm doing. Right, I kid you not, there's a fish gone over there. They're all about. There's fish here. It's just a challenge to get one. I'll bring you back in a minute. Hopefully when there's something exciting. Right, it's been a few minutes. The tide is going down now because the bait that I chucked out and it was close in is it was laying on the shore, so it had gone out quite quickly. I don't know how long I'll get here, but it is what it is, isn't it? And this here, my line is on the shore and the bait was just literally in the edge. Right, let's freshen that up. and we'll chuck that out far, even though it floats around. I'll chuck it down there. Instead of chucking the bait on the floor, I'm now chucking it in the water. Fish. They're all down there, and the seagulls are there for a reason, aren't they? Bugger. Well, you can only pick your spot, can't you? And I had to pick this spot because it was about the best for me to walk on. I can do that bit down there, but I didn't know how far the water was coming up, you see. So, right, we're gonna go down this way and cast it. There's got to be some fish down there. I ain't seen anything. I'm getting to know more and more every time I come here, but it is hard fishing. I've got some more bread. I might just chuck some bread in like I did last year, see if I can encourage something to come down. I think the bread that I initially put in has gone, so I know it'll float away, I know that, but it's all a learning curve. I'm enjoying myself anyhow. I don't care. I don't care. It's what it's all about, isn't it? It's just about having fun. Let's crunch it up. See if it sinks. Nope. But it might encourage some takes to the top, mightn't it? And anyhow, worst case scenario is it'll feed them seagulls down there. Ah, sightless. Turn round and go back. Why don't you just keep riding, mate, and see if you can get down the road? We'll chuck in lots of little crumb. Yeah, they might smell this bread. Look at this. As if I need to have this, hey? How many cyclists does it take to get lost? Well, there's about 7 there. He's obviously going for a piss, look. Yeah. Or is he walking? Do you know what I mean? It's all muddy under that bridge. Yeah, he's having a piss. Look. Look. See him under the bridge? If you can zoom in on that, Tom. Cyclist having a piss, urinating. Now that must be a criminal offence. It must be a criminal offence having a wee, just because he's a cyclist. Seagulls are eating the bread. Great, isn't it? I'm here fishing, feeding seagulls. Fish, 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 fish. Oh, they're about. Ooh, I heard that. I'm going to make my bread up at the house before I come fishing here, because it's very difficult for me to get down to the water's edge. It's slippery and slidey and sinky, so if I make my bread up I can then get it all baited up. That seagull down there is taking the bread. All this bread's got down to him now. Look at him. He's swimming around eating, bless him. Can't see my flutes. Shall we go have a look? So we've got two here. Got one line down there and one there. I've got green flutes there, as you can see. Maggots, I can see the maggots under the water. And then I've got two here, me fluorescent balls with the maggots on, and that's about 2 inch under the water there. But I've just chucked this water in to put some smell in, because the mullet like that, whether it's the yeast or whatever. Oh, there's bubbles coming up there. What does that mean? So I am miles away from my fishing rod at the minute. I am sorry this video might be a bit long, but it is like a learning thing, and I'm talking to you. I know you're not here. I know by the time you watch this I will be at home, but you know, I'm talking to you guys because you're watching me, aren't you? And but yeah, so I'm just hoping that that bread might have just put some smell in the water. The fish might come up. I've just seen another fish swirling, but let's be honest, I am on top of the riverbank in a red coat talking to you because I have to make a video. You know, we aren't all perfect spot on fishermen. We've got other things to do, and that is bring you something to watch. Chuckle at, have a laugh, say what a bloody plonker. But you can see how chilled I am now. I mean, it's exciting just seeing fish break the water. So it gives you hope. It gives you realise that there is fish here. And every time I've been here, I've seen mullet here. It's just getting them to connect, isn't it? I'm now using the maggots. I shall put some flour in the maggots in the fridge at them and give them a little bit of a shake about, gentle. Put them back in. Yeah, I shall be back. It will probably be Wednesday. I might try and do 2 sessions on Wednesday. That'll give me 4 this week. That's a month's worth of viewing in winter, and I'm still up there in the lakes, isn't it? Can you hear that? When I'm not talking, it's lovely, isn't it? That's it. He told him to bugger off. Look, I've got no illusions that I'm going to catch any fish. I've got no illusions of becoming a better mullet fisherman, but what I am getting is some knowledge from what I'm learning. These flukes with these pop-ups are working a treat. I don't know how to rig a float up and have a line through and have it. Well, I've got a float here, but these pop-ups just seem simple. And I've seen mullet taking food from the top of the water. That's just under the water, but 2 inch. The other one's hanging down by 6. Casting out further, when the swings round, it's at least 1.5 meters away from the bank. If I chuck it out short, 1 meter, let's say 1.5 meters, it's then literally on top of the bank by the time it gets here. So it is worthwhile casting out a long way for it to end up where you want it. I might go chuck some maggots in that down there. Because the maggots do stay on the hook with these pop-ups. I know the maggots will end up on the bottom, but at least they're in the vicinity of where my hook is. Well, if this is long, I am very sorry. But it's my session, and I've always said I film my session. And that's whether I blank, or catch, or fall over, or have a hissy fit, or chuck my rigs in the back of the van, or people around me. Here comes a train, that's what I'm showing you now. Can you hear it? There you have it. It's lovely and peaceful, isn't it? If I shut up, it's not cold. It's certainly not cold now I put my coat on. I haven't been cold once today, but I put my coat on in case it got cold, but it hasn't. Unless the coat's doing the job. Oh dear. I've got two, bought them ages ago. I've got two Achios Kuro STR reels. They are the 555. I've got two black. Bought them because I wanted the smaller reels, and I put them on my front room windowsill, and there they've sat. I have modified it, as in I fitted, well, Spalton sent me some O-rings because the caps on the end caps didn't have any friction on them, so you just caught them and they moved, so it was always moving. So I got these O-rings, took the old ones off, put the new ones on, and now it's just like on an Abu reel. Now you do your end caps up and they stay, because they've got friction on them now, they don't move. So that's the only thing I've done. But I don't know whether to keep them or not. I've got all those Abus now, 5500s and 650s, all mag elites apart from the two rockets with the mono mag put on. Otherwise I can't use them. Woody can, but I can't. You know, they broke the mould with people like Woody. But I don't know whether to keep them or sell them. I don't know what to do. Fed up saying don't know why I'm doing that today. I think it's just I'm chilled out. Well, there ain't so much fish action now. Right, we're on the hunt now. They are down there. I can see them, and I'm now gonna walk down there and cast out. Hopefully I ain't gonna spook them, so I'm gonna cast out now. I'm talking quietly. I want to try and keep, they've gone right down there now. Do you know, I think they can fucking see you. I don't think they're stupid. Where's my float? It's over there. I need to, I was going to bring my maggots as well. I should have put them in my pocket. They're bloody top in the water. Hopefully if I stay this far back on this corner, I'm going to fish here next time. This is where I'm coming. Now, I know fish move, but that's what I'm doing. Over there now. Every time I move down, they move up. I can see my beads just put these on. Yeah, I can see them. Can you see him there? Swimming around. Should have brought my maggots with me. See them over there? Can you see them all? You've got to be able to see that, haven't you? See all them ripples there on the water? Tom might zoom in for you, but my rig is down there. Fish are over there. When I was down at my tripod, the fish were here. Every time I move, they move up. If there was a fish to come back as, I would say a mullet is probably a good bet. Especially if they're swimming around in a harbour that says no angling. Because you look at that. Can you see them swirling around there? Surely you can. Right, let's get this reeled in. Put this here. What are you looking at? Yeah, you gotta get me. Just got caught round Luda weed. fuck! Fuck's sake! That's getting some tape wrapped on that fucker. Fucking crap. Right, I'm going to walk back down there and get some more maggots, and I'm going to have one more go at trying to fish from up here, and then that'll be it. But that's just proven to me I'm going to come and fish this spot next time I come out, which hopefully it'll be this week, weather permitting. Right. Should have brought my bank stick. Let's utilise my tripod. Here, let's get some bits chucked in there. I'm gonna fish on that middle lump there. That's where I'm gonna fish, because I can cast over there and over here. Oh, it's such a shame it's gonna rain tomorrow. It really is. I need to wear my black top, my new black top, because they've got, see, every time you walk up to Mullet, they bugger off. They aren't stupid. We've got one swimming over there, look. Bubbles near my pop-up float. Well, I'm gonna head back down there now. There is nothing there now. The tide's going out. I don't know whether it's got to a depth, but I can start seeing the weed and stuff. So you're only talking a foot at the most. But in the time that I've come down here and walked down here to see if I could hunt some mullet, because I'm going to where they are, which is probably a good idea. They've gone. So they were still swirling around when I cast it out down there. I've had a few casts out, the bait's been in the water for a while, but there is no more movement of fish. And there does come a point with the condition I have where I've got to be able to return that fish, and I don't want to do a hole to get it in the water. And at the minute, as you can see down here, there's a ledge there, and for me to negotiate that with a fish in my hands would be a little bit hard work. So I've come to the conclusion with the fact that those swirling fish are not swirling anymore. It is 20 to 7, so I've been down there for a good 4.5 hours fishing, I believe. So I think that's it. I've enjoyed myself, it's been great, I've had a lot of fun. learnt some more and got the first one under my belt, so I now feel a lot more confident. Did I catch? Did I hell as like? Does it matter? Not really. Let's get this in. It don't matter, does it? Tell me there's a fish down there. Well, when I was fishing on the bottom, bait was disappearing. I was losing my bait. So what have I learned today? I've learned that mullet fishing is really hard work. But which way is this wind blowing? I think it's blowing that way, so you can look at me that way. So the thing is, mullet fishing is hard work, but it's also enjoyable. It's been a lovely day here, and it's not been cold. It's just been nice, relaxing. And I was anxious at the beginning, but I've got the first one under my belt, and I'm quite confident about coming next time. I know where the tide's going to be, and it's going to be falling all the time. That Seagull, I think's no. I'm ready for the next session. Trouble is, tomorrow, which would be the next best tide, that Seagull's jumping up and down. It's after summit. It's going to rain, isn't it? But the weather can change on a sixpence here, so what I'll do is I'll keep checking it. I might be back here tomorrow, but I don't think I will be. I think it'll be more likely to be Wednesday. I've got to get some sea fishing done as well as this. But I've got to give it a go while I'm here, because this is something I really want to do. And it's having a bath, I think. Seagull. So I'm going to give it another whirl. I've got the maggots. They seem to be doing all right. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It is different. It's not beach fishing. It's still sea fishing. I'm after sea fish. I might be a novice and I might be useless at it, but I'm having fun trying, and that's what it's all about, having fun trying. So yeah, tune in next week. Where you'll see me either fishing here or on the beach. I might try and get a low water mark in and then come here and fish high water mark, but it all depends on how buggered and knackered I'll be. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Click the old button, subscribe, thumbs up, drop us a comment. It will mean a lot. Helps me keep bringing these videos, because YouTube give me some money, and I can put that towards traveling and bait. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, which is next week, which I'll be filming in 2 days' time. See you and on.